after not being involved in UPN. Actually, for how long are you not involved in UPN?
For a good 15 years.
Oh, it's for real?
Yeah,
wow, that long.
Years, yeah.
I
stepped back and I didn't think I was going to come back.
Yeah, after not hitting up UPN for so long, out of nowhere, we see a UPN next to your name again in 2022, maybe 2021. What brings about that reunion again, or what happens for you to start representing your crew?
No, I was always UPN within that 15 gap. I was always UPN. I just stopped painting. Period.
I see.
I would still get invited to me. I would still show my face at meetings. Show support for the crew. I was always UPN all throughout those 15 years. It wasn't until, like you said, it was I think 2019. That's when I came back, and again it was only right. UPN was going to be right next to my name. That night that I held my first can, I did a circle, triangle, square. Yeah.
Why do you return to the streets after taking that long break?
Life. It gave me life. I got to give it to it was a meeting. I went to a meeting, and I seen my homie 47ER, rest in peace, and he always had a killer drive to paint, like always hot spots, everything, like pull over. He wouldn't even pull over at red lights. He was already catching. He'll get off the car, open the door, and it'll be his two numbers, quick, in and out. And so seeing him, what he was going through, really impacted my life, because he was still saying, I want to be painting. If it wasn't for this, I'll be out there. So it wasn't, I saw that he wanted to do it. And me, here I am, full-bodied, healthy, and why, you know what, let me do it. That night, I told the person I was with, you know what, you have spray paint? Take me to a spot. He took me to an abandoned shopping center, and I did a hollow. I did just an outline of a GIZM, GIZM. I did a circle, triangle, square right next to it. All right, it felt good. After that I went to the other wall. I did a fill, outline, 3D, outer outline. Damn, it feels really good. So that night, I think it was until the following weekend that a good friend of mine, No One, he provided some 94s. Up to this point, I was only painting with cheap paint. When I was a child, it was cheap paint. I think the best paint that we had back in the days was Krylon. And Krylon is, excuse my language, shitty now. So it's like, I tried 94 and that, the smell of it, delicious. So it's like, and I think it was a train that he took me. So from that point on, that's it. I found a train that you could take your time a little bit long. It's different from the street. So never stopped painting since then.
As you mentioned, 47ER, we always see him next to any one of your fills. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us who was 47ER? Can you describe who he was, his personality? How do you first meet?
Yes. I met him, he got into UPN. And I think,
You were in the crew before him.
Yeah, I was in the crew before him, but he got in at that moment that I had my hiatus, my 15-year gap. So I wasn't there for his entrance. I think the whole time during my 15 years that I'll see him here and there, we hardly even spoke. He was serious, a big persona, but serious, kept to himself. It wasn't until 4 years ago that when I saw him and I started painting, we started communicating, and I started to get to know him and hear all these stories from my crewmates about him, and how I already knew to a certain extent, but then hearing him and hearing everybody around him, he had so much people. A lot of people loved him. Yeah, he had fear. People had feared him, but the people that knew him loved him. He was a great person. He had a big heart. He was just intimidating.
Do you know how he got his name? Where does the name come from?
You know what? I don't know. I really don't know. That's a good question, though. I'll probably ask.
Why do you continue to remember him in your work?
Because he's the reason. Before he passed away, I was already painting. I was already doing rooftops. I already had like a good little name out there in the streets. And I told him, you know what? I hit his name up. Just hit him up. He called me the next day. He's like, I seen it. Blah, like he was so excited. I saw like the happiness in his voice. And I was like, you like that? And I was like, look, every time I'm painting, no matter what spot, I'm gonna hit you up. He got to see that when he was alive. And every single time that he'll see a spot, I even did his name, 47. I haven't done it too much, but I even did his name when he was alive. So it made him smile. So even till this day, he's always going to be in my name. Yeah, he's always going to be somewhere in or around my name.
Sweet. How would you like 47er to be remembered in history?
A bad motherfucker.